In South Korea's entertainment industry, large charitable donations from celebrities are no longer unusual. Yet Kim Ji-won's latest contribution stands out for a particularly meaningful reason. The actress has donated 100 million KRW, approximately $71,000, to Seoul National University Children's Hospital at a time when she has just wrapped filming for a drama in which she plays a doctor. Behind the 100 million won is more than a financial contribution. It is a story about how stepping into a fictional role can sometimes change an actor's perspective on the real people fighting illness beyond the screen. From the set to the hospital, a connection built through empathy. On August 10, Seoul National University Children's Hospital announced that Kim Ji-won had donated 100 million KRW to support medical expenses for children from financially disadvantaged families, particularly young patients suffering from severe, rare, and incurable diseases. The donation will also be used to improve hospital wards and create a safer and more comfortable environment for children undergoing treatment. What makes the story especially meaningful is Kim Ji-won's reason for making the donation. The actress explained that her decision was inspired by what she learned while filming her upcoming SBS drama, DoctorX, Age of the White Mafia. Through the production, she gained a deeper understanding of the struggles faced by medical professionals as well as the stories of children fighting serious illnesses. That detail is significant. Actors usually approach a role by studying a character, understanding their emotions, and becoming familiar with the world of the story. But when the story revolves around medicine, stepping into that fictional world can also mean getting closer to the realities faced by doctors, patients, and their families. For Kim Ji-won, that process appears to have created an impact far beyond the boundaries of the drama. She was not simply playing a doctor. She began seeing the real people behind the white coats. The 100 million won is more than a donation. According to the hospital, Kim Ji-won's contribution will help families with limited financial resources cope with the enormous cost of medical treatment. For children suffering from rare or severe diseases, treatment often does not end after a single consultation or operation. It can continue for months or even years, bringing with it the costs of medication, examinations, surgery, hospitalization, and long-term care. For parents, the financial burden can become almost as overwhelming as the illness itself. That is why financial support in situations like these is not simply about helping a family pay a medical bill. It can allow parents to continue their child's treatment. It can prevent a young patient from having to postpone necessary medical care. And perhaps most importantly, it can give families more emotional and mental space to focus on recovery rather than constantly worrying about how much treatment they can afford. The hospital said the donation would help families struggling with medical expenses and enable children who travel from different parts of the country to receive treatment with greater peace of mind and focus on their recovery. That gives Kim Ji-won's donation significance beyond a conventional charitable contribution. The mad dog of the operating room and her fight against power. If Kim Ji-won's charitable act reveals a compassionate side of the actress in real life, the character she portrays in DoctorX, Age of the White Mafia represents an entirely different image. Kim Ji-won plays Gye Soo Jung, a genius surgeon known as the mad dog of the operating room. She is not portrayed as the stereotypical doctor who quietly follows the rules and accepts the system as it is. Instead, Gye Soo Jung is depicted as a fiercely independent surgeon who uses her extraordinary medical abilities to challenge the darker forces within the healthcare system. She takes on corruption and confronts people who hold enormous power within the medical establishment. The drama's imagery of putting powerful figures on the operating table is particularly striking. An operating table is normally a place where a doctor exercises control through medical knowledge and surgical expertise. In DoctorX, that image appears to take on a larger metaphorical meaning. The operating room becomes a battlefield where corruption, privilege, and abuse of power are exposed and confronted. Gye Soo Jung does not fight with status. She fights with competence. She does not rely on political influence. She relies on her expertise. That quality could make her a particularly compelling character in a story where institutional power determines who gets heard and who gets silenced. When art begins to reflect reality. There is an intriguing paradox at the center of Kim Ji-won's story. On screen, she plays a doctor fighting problems within the medical establishment. Off-screen, the experience of playing that role appears to have encouraged her to pay closer attention to patients and medical professionals in the real world. One side is fiction. The other is reality. Yet both meet at the same point: human beings. This is perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of storytelling. A drama does not necessarily disappear when the cameras stop rolling. When a story is emotionally convincing enough, it can change the way even the people involved in creating it see the world. Kim Ji-won may have entered DoctorX to become Gye Soo Jung. But the stories she encountered about doctors and children battling illness apparently stayed with her after she left the set. And this time, she chose to act. 100 million won, but an even bigger message. The value of Kim Ji-won's donation can certainly be measured numerically, 100 million won. But its real significance lies in where that money is going. It is going toward hospital rooms where children are receiving treatment. It is going toward families struggling with enormous medical expenses. It is going toward young patients suffering from rare diseases whose names alone can be frightening for their families. In that sense, the donation represents more than financial assistance. It represents time. It represents opportunity. And for some families, it may represent the possibility of continuing treatment without having to choose between medical care and basic living expenses. If there is a meaningful way to measure philanthropy, perhaps it should not be based solely on the amount announced in headlines. The more important question is how many people receive a little more hope because of it. Gratitude for those behind the battle. Kim Ji-won's message also extended beyond the children themselves. She expressed sincere gratitude and support for medical professionals who continue to do their best for their patients. This is an important aspect of her donation because stories about illness often focus almost entirely on the patient. Yet behind every treatment is an entire medical team working under enormous pressure. Doctors must make difficult decisions. Nurses care for patients day after day. Hospital staff keep complex systems operating around the clock. And behind every sick child are parents who must cope with fear, exhaustion, and financial uncertainty. Kim Ji-won's contribution therefore reaches several layers of people at once: children, families, and the professionals caring for them. A quiet act of kindness in a loud entertainment industry. In the social media era, celebrity philanthropy can sometimes become another competition for visibility. The size of a donation can dominate headlines, while the people who actually receive the support disappear from the conversation. Kim Ji-won's latest act offers a different perspective. The most important question is not simply how much she donated. It is who will benefit from it. The answer is children and families who are often among the most vulnerable members of society. The donation will also contribute to improving hospital environments, reminding the public that healing is not only about medicine. The physical surroundings in which children spend long periods of treatment can also affect their sense of safety, comfort, and emotional stability. In that sense, Kim Ji-won's contribution addresses both the financial and human dimensions of medical care. Why DoctorX may feel different after this story. Kim Ji-won has recently completed filming for DoctorX, Age of the White Mafia, which is scheduled to premiere in October. The drama belongs to the medical noir genre, moving beyond conventional stories about doctors and patients to explore the darker intersections between medical expertise, institutional power, ambition, and corruption. At the center of that world is Gye Soo Jung. She is a genius surgeon. She is uncompromising. She is fiercely independent. And she refuses to bow easily to those above her. The contrast between the character and the actress is fascinating. On screen, Kim Ji-won's character challenges powerful figures with a scalpel and exceptional medical skill. Off-screen, Kim Ji-won is using her own success to support children who are facing battles far more real than anything depicted in a television script. There is no dramatic operating room. No villain. No climactic confrontation. Just a donation quietly directed toward people who need help. The real legacy of a role. An actor can complete a role by memorizing lines, studying a character and delivering convincing emotions in front of the camera. But sometimes, a role can do something more. It can make an actor question the world around them. It can draw attention to problems they may previously have overlooked. And in Kim Ji-won's case, DoctorX, Age of the White Mafia appears to have become a bridge between fictional storytelling and a very real act of compassion. She plays a doctor who fights for what she believes is right on screen. Then she takes something she learned from that experience and turns it into tangible support for children in real life. That may ultimately become the most memorable part of this story. Because the influence of a star should not be measured only by ratings, box office results, follower counts or media attention. It can also be measured by what happens when that influence reaches people who have little public visibility of their own. Kim Ji-won's 100 million won may appear as just another figure in a hospital donation report. But for a family facing an overwhelming medical bill, it could mean another chance. For a child fighting an illness day after day, it could mean another reason to keep hoping. And for Kim Ji-won, it may represent the most meaningful outcome a role as a doctor could possibly produce outside the screen. Not merely portraying someone who saves lives, but using her own success to help people who are desperately waiting for a chance to heal.